Welcome to Legombo Podcast. I am your host, Lehonolo Chweni, and in today's episode, in fact, I'm bringing to you a segment where we are going to talk about what does the culture say, or sharing on different things that we do on our day-to-day lives. And to start the segment of what does the culture say, I have someone that I look up to, someone who's very known in the TikTok platforms, in the radio space, and I feel this is the perfect person to guide us on a lot of African culture things that we might know or we think we know. My good sir, how are you?
I'm okay, and how are you, my sister?
I'm doing great.
I'm trying, hey?
I'm very excited to have met you today.
No, I'm the one who's excited to meet a big fish and legend like you today. Yeah, well, because I look up to you, you work, you're doing a great YouTube wonders in this space.
Thank you. So, before we start, for those that do not know you, or for those that know you as well, I know you as Mohlalerwa.
Yeah.
And I think Kisara to say.
Yes.
Kisara again.
Yeah.
So, please introduce yourself to our viewers, who you are, and just a brief background where you come from, such things.
Okay. The audience out there, I was born in Mojapelo, as you know me from the social media platform. And then I'm just an ordinary boy who grew up in Polokwane municipality, the place I'm a label. Just grew up in I'm from the background of Sicho. Initially, from my mother's side, and then when my mom get married, because my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, traditionally qualified. So yeah, can now I love culture, I live culture. Or if there's anything in all kinds of social
When I first came across your videos on TikTok, I was like, this guy is so young to be talking about cultural things. He's so young, but now that you gave the background on political, family, they do cultural things, so I believe that's where most of the knowledge came from. So would you say your grandmother was Melissa? So can all these things or when your own research, like how did you just come to a point of I want to learn more, and how did you learn those things?
Okay, so for lack of better words, I can say this things like indoctrinated in me. And some say when I was born, the name that I'm using, I see in the Kalina Stephens, and then I my mom would kind of be as issue anyama. So we continue so Yarka 1988, everything in our case was teaching one of my cousins was on our routine and our mama or papa was for so yeah, I don't want to trick Toma or Namo, and then I make Toma or Namo Katoma we put it out now, or English Michelle in the next of Sushi.
Oh,
I don't know tomorrow enough. I get a school usually also kids are primary. So yeah, by that time, so my grandmother is something really a traditional healer. So we come and say, after will tell us then I'm to come and do this and do this. So so in a nutshell I can say it's something indoctrinated in me. Then to your next question, then I got an opportunity to go radio. Okay? Then I go radio last into a producer. So the producer and a presenter of a cultural show for three full years without a lift. To imagine to where I even got
every day, 7 days.
No. It was only a Sunday show.
Oh, okay.
I was doing the other show, the talk shows and
Okay.
everything, but the cultural shows, the key direct Sundays.
Oh.
So 3 years, no one standing for me. Imagine. So I even got the SACMA for that.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, being in a radio space, more baby culture is deep rooted. That's when Kalena more. And then when I in that space, you know what? People of my age group, late 70s, 80s, that's the age group that I'm in. I'm a writing element. You know, let me take this thing and bottle it up and sell it. And then that's where I introduce to people. Then by 1 hour, just to say. Then I grew up older people, and looked at these things and everything. Can you imagine? When I'm sitting down, like you just said, my 60s, my 50s. You know what? Now it's good it was my late 70s, my 80s. But how do you just say to deep cultures in analysis and assistance, I go to 50s and 60s. Yeah.
Yes. So today I wanted us to just talk about the issue of marriage.
Yeah.
When we say a person has been married, or are you married as a guy or as a woman, you've been married. What in terms of culture, what is the full process? You know, what should have transpired? You know, because I'm asking this because you find a person that we know as being a married person, then when the husband dies, the family of the husband say, no, Tina Simtela Nyong. So I'm asking myself, and you have mental certificate. And that one, I think it helps a lot in terms of the assets and stuff. But then there is other issues, spiritual, issues that are there, especially in terms of marriage not being complete and. So please educate us. When we say a person, what should have happened? What should go into that?
Okay, this is one of those topics that are like so personal to me, and I think that one you need to facilitate that in case I'm getting too deep into things. Traditionally, let me speak on it traditional because that's one thing that I know.
Yes.
When we talk about intellectual property,
Yeah.
that's the space that I'm deep in it. So Malawi law, let me look at it.
No, let's focus on
I don't know about law.
Let's focus on African culture
Yes.
and spirituality.
So I don't know to you, we have a space cells our relative sphere or relative sphere that's way the family people go to and then is it the right man, the right woman? The elders they need to come in, evaluate if you are making the right decision, if this is the right person that you need to be in. Because currently what we're having, we have an African wedding, father set. So the last must so in culture step one, after that, ke bona re tlo bolela ka taba ya mahadi. Ke bona mo go tla go summits. And then re tlo go bela summits one of our. Ke mo ba tsena deep into details. Right. Mutho anyala malume ukae. Why re tlo nyaka malume ya mahadi? Because particularly if I say your husband before abonya o sentse ga malume pele because traditionally na sentse go nyala ga malume.
Oh, so wait, Claire. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, step by step.
So lama thomo.
Yeah.
Uthi basfero. What is fero?
Yes.
So ke mo batlang ba go gogota.
Yes, to go.
Is that process that we say go gogota?
Yes. Otiba Sefero means saying we close the entrance door. The other guy mustn't come in and claim this lady.
Let's get another person to come in. Okay.
Exactly. And this lady had one even this time as a we. Just know or a little more is the actors. We are the only people who know like a okay, fine. Then after we do then one fetch about okay, so look at this family. Do you know them? Are you ready for that? Then after that, when as a lady, by no let the guy Malumi. Traditionally we know her. We're supposed to worry. Okay? So Malumi. So it's about Mutswana come release because understand? Show. That's where negotiation.
So after all serious what we do
Negotiation. I don't like to use the word negotiation because it's more of a Zulu thing, but it's dowry. if I can put it that way, you're already politician on Magadi slash down. Then more Malumo Wata, Lebahonan, okay, but what was 5,000 okay, it's fine, but 5,000 so how about Libuye 3,000 to earn 5,000 okay? Then it's actually 3,000 literally by understand? They raise this woman that I'm going to get into the understand. By so doing, immediately you know that amount, doesn't necessarily mean you're already a wife.
So I was
No. No. Okay. Yes, you can go to your husband, take a weekend and holidays and visit and all that. No. Because this thing these things are wonder, you know, back about 7.5, EFT.
Yeah.
So after that, when she to be squeezed, so it's not, yeah. It's 2 we champion faces.
Okay.
So Eba's not Ramo, and they left, and then 2 families by okay, this next amount plus Homu and whatnot. Okay? So get a second phase.
Yes.
The last phase, now that we can claim now you are a wife. I'm talking on a traditional space.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Then I read the first thing we should tell you this X amount. Then a little officially come with ABCD and EBS and other blah blah blah. Okay, but yes, get the last part, the negotiation to seal the marriage or marriage.
Okay.
Yes. Then Bata. If Bata need to change, what about home? Still,
I will tell you no. So if you look at it,
yes.
Then what's the importance of home?
Okay. Magadi, the chelete, the tukwane, the mama and stuff. Joey, Kita, the parents, the living parents, right? Why home? Home we used to call it Mudimwamit. It's a lineage between us and those who are on the other side of life.
Okay.
Understand? So now the second question one home we ask why home are all animals, right? Let's take a life of a home. For me, it takes 9 months. Okay, killing a calf, right? More to be 9 months. And then home will be the water broke. Same thing with the person. Right? Yes. Then that's why traditionally we use home as a symbol of appreciation, as a symbol of connection between us the living and those who are on the other side of the fence. So home then it but Lunyala and Rebanyala even at the same time, right?
Okay.
So Homo in Jorabuman. Hi Jorabuman. There's a traditional ceremonies that they practice as well.
Okay. So I understand.
Yes.
But those right to bleaching the other items and what were the most significant part now? Home.
Yes.
So you tell me Jama good, but like home
yes.
It will have you okay.
Yes, on the bright side.
But okay, I don't know before to feel like I'm going to home idea.
Yes.
So you're already born as a family, it's to home by passage.
Okay. So that's basically homo iapopel. Okay? Okay. Identify or this homo. Let's say get another remember, it goes back to what I've said previously. The birth. That's it is a rebirth. Hence, how feasible or that's why come Matswale. What is that? They are Safani, which is Safani Sakamola. So back to your question to narrate it in simple terms.
Yes.
Kgomo e tswa ka kua ga bo monna ge ke re ba e phopela ba e tšea ge ba neng ke ba bina tlou ba e reta ka sereto sa ditlou through ragadi, the aunt of the guy who's going to marry you. Wa e reta then a itšhela ka letswai bangwe ba šomiša le jwala le motsoko depending on it depends from family to family. Remember re na le African culture, ra ba le tribe culture, ra ba le family culture. Ditaba they boils down. Bankoni ba ka dira so, ditlou di ka dira so, baphuti ba dira so. But at the end of the day, like under one umbrella. So that cow ba e bolella okay ditlou. Kgomoshi e a tswa e yo re tšeela mosadi. Hence ba re we ba di ka go yo re tšeela mosadi. Ge e tswa ka mona they practice all the cultural rituals tša go bona. So hey Jogama, it carries the ancestral lineage ya mama. Then that's a Mariona, it's an Musadi. Then hides another Musadi, Idula Mutari or by Hokala somewhere. It's an account. Then they retire that letter. You take the letter and say, last month or the yesteryear we came in, this is the items that we gave you, and this is what the shortfalls. So now we come with this, and that, blah blah blah. And then after that, there has to be a money in or monna that money and a more like teacher jump.
Oh,
yeah, cheaper.
No,
usually a jump is around about 50 to 100 rand. Isn't that much?
The market price.
No, yeah, because remember homework so I can't say I will also eat.
Oh,
that's one.
yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm all but also it's not pretty. Remember this thing came to a sage. Yes. Then remember that cattle or that cow from the husband's side, it carries someone, not the ancestors, because by it's a mine. I feel like by Yamala again, your aunt had to welcome the cow as well. Yeah, no way red. I tell it why I tell her partly. Understand? Then I do the family claim. The claim name, Areta, Kiki, Bahamam, so forth and so forth, Babuni, they come from this and whatsoever, and then they see relation. Understand? Well, it's welcome. Now, it means traditionally on the spiritual level, now you are equally yoked.
Okay.
So
now you can be.
Yes.
Okay.
Then by joining Castle to come up by joining cultural yes, now kill one thing. Then why? Now the question, which is very vital, why
that's what I wanted to ask.
Why? Because from the cultural perspective of them, or from the spirituality, the ancestors sitting above hands, from us, the ancestors, they are down here.
Yeah.
So homo is what it madi a homuela afela mu wakana bomsadi. Remember the homo ichwa kana bomana. Madi a yona afela kana bomsadi. Horari the lineage and the ancestral lineage are eba jwala kana. Batlhakana le batho ba tlang. Then after resno hlaba go mela re ba tlhakantsitse gora gore re ba boditse ngwana lela wa tsamaya o ya plekeso. This one thing you need to remember about a cow and a home. Go make it one shaka la yo.
No, is it okay?
Yes. Okay, distance and know wherever you take it, but it will know from the crowd where you come from. It was my high.
Oh, okay.
So we do why home because by didn't ban have us no fetch up with Mola Kama ba wena ba o sala mara they know go me like you make over need there
bese ba tlo ntjea le nna ba re shuma gona tsamaya
le ba botia le ba re ni ba gona go tsamaya le hlogo in this family. Understand? Should there be anything, the blessings and the cultural hereditary blessings, welfare and all those things, if they need to give you, now they have a pathway, they know the direction. In fact, I can just call it, I need you 2,000, it's just the GPS.
To locate.
GPS to locate where you are. So, really, the part, yes. Right? So, there are certain things you mentioned, right? which is one of them. Let's just analyze the word Mohlobolo.
Okay.
What is the word Mohlobolo?
To take off clothes.
Yes, to take off clothes. So, Mohlobolo, ke a part age of Molahumu Yasad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll still go to unpack what kind of cow we are like that. So, Kebare Mohlobolo, Rohopela Numu. Okay, which is I can say ancestral womb. Yeah.
Okay.
Or bana be ba boreng. So mola go bona le a certain part tse re tlo di tšea. Part of yona ro tšea the part ya go ke go ya tsaya ke. Ro tšea nama nela ya setho sa bong. La tlhakana le mokokotlo, la tlhakana le mosela, le nama ya sorope ka mogala. And those things e tsone tše le go wena o ya go gadi. Go ba di ka sekotlo go di le tlhogo.
So who is sensible? Oh.
So go around to hope or
Oh.
so what now we say the ancestors Mosadi akahlolela monna a tshela peo bana ba gola bana ba godisha ke go yena e joinile batho ba babedi ba boledishana. Now they connect. Now there's a communication before. Remember when that cow we slaughter, not to kill. There's a different
Yeah.
When they cover air fast, they are more. Kia Mushalewa, then it's a little more. I am like
Oh.
yes. Then Kiwana Moto Motobolo, and Ikoba after the feature with the ceremony later on to the in-laws. And then again, another call, why are we giving it to Malum? Because remember, so that is way to say to ancestors, no, one of you made your OCPG, and I don't know. Only I will explain to you.
Okay, another segment.
Yeah. Because
Let's
Mutswala is not each and every Mutswala or Nyala. But this one is very important. Let me just get into it. Let's say when your mama get the first get the first lady, and then Malum all get the first guy Kamubashimani, get also check out the states. Hence this word called Rahadi. Khadi Yara. The word Ra ke Papa.
I don't know anything about that. Okay.
So Ra Khadi. Let's take from the word Ra. Ra. That's what about Ra. Yes. Ra ke a synonym of Papa. Right? Khadi. Right? Ke Khadi ya Papa. Hence when Khadi ya Papa umija Ra Khadi. Papa wa bija the sister. Or hygiene. Hence, the Nari passage. Because it's your mother on traditionally.
Yes,
Mama will not live at home.
yes.
But that's why
Spiritually,
spiritually because Rahadi, le Papa, but you're seeing.
that's why that's specific.
That's what that's specific into. Mutually linked to what you are closely. Why? Because Rahadi le Papa, they are from the same womb. A1. They carry the same ancestral DNA.
Once again, let's pack it for another segment. Nabile, felice ke re mkhobolo le nyintse bue ke le tsona ka bogadi. Wona ka kwa le bogadi what's happening? Everything ka kwa le tsona ke tsena ba mpharu ke re bana go ba.
Okay, even before we go there, if I may politely,
No problem.
I apologize for going back. Resa le mola go tlhagisha gore ntshitse motlhobolo and motlhobolo we need to be very, very, very careful when coming to motlhobolo. This is very sensitive. Right, remember that cow you drink never to eat. Then what I need to moshwang, please help me to translate. Moshwang, in the stomach of that cattle or the cow. When I need to cheat,
Diarrhea of the cow.
yeah, I don't know the Bible or anything. So, in trying to get a cheat, lay never on side. You need to make sure that thing you Yes, you dig up a hole and then you put this thing, and then you take that green pile of a cow, some hole, and then they chill like another incubate. Why I'm saying this, we need to be careful in that one. That thing, by with they mix it with whatever of a dark world, the military has it. Because remember that cow will join.
That's why you need a trusted person.
Yes, from the family, from the bright side,
yes.
They need to take that thing by the Why? Also, I need to blame us the 80s and the 70s. Let me take it to the 90s as well. These days we have this tendency of when we invite people to our wedding, we put our African name and our mother's name. We are cordially invited to the wedding of Peladi Sylvia Marano,
all the names.
All the names and everything that are in the card. So then take that thing. I deal with whatever they do on the dark world, or the danger rooms. And then after that, I just train my partner. And to see us, okay, the 40 scale, you get married in December. April to after marriage, you don't even know why it's you're fighting, and then all of a sudden, there's no connection. Why? But you remember that thing you can't take home. Then when they take this thing by Pakalat,
so that's another sacred part of the
sacred part. You need to be like very careful. Make sure immediately home range, and then we have to. He needs to usually come from your side. Yes, and all those things, but from your side.
So then ka mosadi ba tlhabile motlhobolo ba dirile whatever needs to be done o kitikilwe, then now ga bo monna re fitla o diwang, take us through that process.
Okay, ga bo mosadi re se no fetsa thapa mo mola re sepela re phela nakong ya boswa mo le go shumisha difatanaga, or we use the cars. So we need to make sure the car you open family, your friends and colleagues and whatsoever, and then the first couple the car is because understand? Because the reason why which is so get the first car then go in and then destroy and whoever your friends and stuff, that's how we fine. Then we need to make sure alright? Then we'll talk about the distance later. Then then we go gating. We just stay outside the main entrance no gating, and then those women whatever your duty is to carry that mohlobolo.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. We are really so remember that's Scotland, the womb. We understand. So it's to show I am here to carry the family, to help you to extend the family in terms of what and everything, you understand? So really hence we because when at this moment without home as
so without homela sina mosadi o ra gore
okay,
if our hlabishwa but the chelete magadi celebration re dirile lo le home affairs one re tswa go boa mara that aspect ya go hlabisha ya diriwa,
that aspect ya ge re tsena mola ke no go tla to the party ya mosadi. Let me finish this one. Re re ha o mosadi ka baka la wa a wa tsana ka motlhobolo go mmuswa ntse go tsentse ka mola. Now come to the part of you being mosadi. Wa tsana ka mola ka motlhobolo go fitla ka mola, then your husband or he sleep on the other room or with the others, And then when you sleep on the room, leave those women from your family that came here to approve and to show the family that you are a well-matured woman ready for a marriage. Then you spend the whole night there guiding you on how to take care of the in-laws and stuff like that. Right. Then first thing in the morning, before everyone in the community could come, they take that mohlogolo that you came with from your family. There's a certain piece. They need to
Okay,
yes.
what's that?
Is when he cut those meat into pieces. You understand? And then show us that you are a woman, you are well matured. As your family said, now prove it. That nama ela clear. When we are never side barring, ke bo mata malome, ke bo mami, ke bo mamogolo, ke bona ba sadi ba family the other in-laws, the other sisters-in-laws by Lord Batlikalenya. Then you go there, le apia namil. Barring robots and checking pitching Javasat.
Oh, that musadi wa kai
I said and tried pitching. Because I want like a mutubu. O apia, rebonning Juan or Hono. Apia you clearly or not.
So to ba hojarile mahadi sa hlahiswa ntse re eme maka dipoto re imetsa ka bophelo mo re tla dilo.
And then the next thing how kaso wa pele.
O irumilwe ke man.
No, let me go back for a second. Even your family could say no one are not wapi. Asara muthu wapi. But then when you come lena maela fro o itla we appear me song before everyone can come in. That is a proof that you're a mature woman then. Now officially now we allow you. Hence, when let me take this song. If you can take the song, your pleasure,
Yes.
That is when the Khadija and then they help you to cook that meat out of it. So that way, give the certificate allowance. And all those things. Now you can go. But if you went to the in-laws with a Uber, come to chicken dust. No.
But to think of it, most of us, I think, the reason why I wanted us to start talking about this is because many people, Mahadi and Chiu.
Yes.
The celebration, Rabuhoma, first most of the people who are looking interact is something so my question now, hearing what you say now, which is what our forefathers have been doing, just that along the way, I'm just wondering also, does it say we are not fully married now?
You are not fully married. However, there's a silver line in the cloud. You're not fully married, but remember the issue of Mahlabiso, which is mainly to ancestrally identify you into the family. There's no expiry date of Mahlabiso.
Okay.
We can still do later on. And most of people, when you say Mahlabiso, people think of the expenses and the issue and whatnot. No, we don't. Mahlabiso is costless.
Okay, I don't have to do ceremony.
No, what needs to be done? There needs to be home. Let's say you were married 2 years back from Home Affairs, say the certificates are 75 rand. Wow. Well, no, it's not very expensive. Okay. Then what is needed? So what means that to go home and then a week before the ceremonial clavish. You, the wife, will do the preparation, and everything like that. They prepare you to be Margot, they prepare you to be the sister-in-law. So you go there. So what is needed, which is the family representative. By law, they go to they're gonna come with that cattle, with that cow, and then they do the family customs on that cow.
So basically it's the same process, just not ceremonial.
No, Ali ceremony.
Just to justify what was not done.
Yes, it's just to finish what was not done. And it's just a small communal affair. We just need a representative from the groom, and then we need the representative from the bridesmaid to welcome and do that ceremony. We don't need to call Bolitlolo to come and MC and do the day, to come and do the programming, directing and all those things. No, it's just a one-day event. We can go in the morning and then we do this, then later afternoon. The very same procedure that was escaped or Lijanpi, Basadi wa horo and everything, Bamaleva, they come about official. And to some of us, we do these things like have our own houses, our townhouses and everything. Even if you're staying in a townhouse in the burbs, you still need to go and then and then later on that's when you can pass to where. And then while we're there, be it before or after. You the wife, you must not see that cow. You need to be in the house.
Okay.
You can go. Certain things just for a few seconds or when you must not see it at all.
So in terms of now, let's say Glojo said when you were getting married.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got two questions. One could be thinking, besides the in-laws might not take you as all the processes. One could say, so what if I don't want to do it? What if I don't do it? What will happen? That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, if you decide to do if you want
Yeah. There's still
so if you give for
no. Just one.
Okay, yeah, so I think Artumega and then the second one.
Okay. The second one, when I was the after effects of not doing that.
CD or okay, I'm just thinking if someone's what if I don't want to do that?
Yes, no, you don't want to do that, sleeping, hello, door. Okay, fine. You don't want to do that. But here's the thing. The ancestral lineage, ancestral DNA.
Yeah.
Alright? If I can just step out of the tone a little bit, we have what we call a cryobank. A cryobank, in simple terms, is sperm bank, where you go and donate your sperm to give it to other people. So when you donate your sperm, they will just ask you, from the family, is there anyone who have a mental illness? Is there anyone who have a blood, like your sugar, diabetes, high blood, things that are hereditary. But when you go to donate blood, do they even check they don't ask that because blood chromosomes doesn't carry that. But your seed, it carries those things. So now it comes back to your questions that if I don't do that, what's going to happen? It's going to affect the children because they are the seed of this marriage. When you won't be affected as a woman, the only person to be affected is the father and the kids. These are the two people that will be affected. They will be affected in what regard? Let's say, you're married. In law, you're married, but not traditionally. There was not there. So, who's Mshibudi? Mshibudi is the grandmother of your husband. Understand? There were certain things that you don't comes what I want to behave like that person who now there's a certain things that she would carry from the family. How would she carry them? But I'm recognizing them. This thing affects mostly the firstborn in most cases. Okre ngwana a phasa he a ke kere mereko a ke kere what ragadi a mo phasa tsa fetsa le ragadi o dirile jwang jwang. You busy speaking, they don't know you.
Can't actually the link there?
There's no link.
There was no that.
When I pass as a firstborn mama, go to your mother, to the maternal side. You don't belong to the paternal side. So which means what? When you carry those kids, the womb will belong again to the maternal side.
The maternal side because there was no that Mahlabiso.
Because
you're not spiritually linked.
Yes, you're not spiritually linked. The womb was not requested from your family to carry the kids from the husband's family. Hence, they will have problems In terms of displacing, understand? I don't want to mention people like I might get sued, but we have celebrities by law currently. They are busy changing names. By law, because I know particular one even wrote it book, because Nali is when this is still not the same that you carry, because it sets on my house. So that seed that men take our fire to create an offspring, it carries a lot of things. So Lian, the chances are Lian.
That's how Sanyala Butsumana Ubilonga Malume, everything you do a Kamalu. So now when now Ushimisha Hadi, Mainabo Hadi, everything over Hadi, but about him because there was no that thing. So like I didn't 100,000 very time Hadi still spiritual.
Usually, I would say, if I were to advise, unfortunately, I'll never be a president. I was going to come with the law, guys. Let's prioritize Tabaya culture first. These things, the westerns and everything, we just need them for the assets and divisions of properties and everything. We understand and then we respect them for that. But who we are traditionally, the people who were there before us, they were doing certain things. They expect us to carry that lineage.
So you know when you say that, I'm just thinking about most of the problems that we have, there's especially social problems that we have. So you might find that most of them originates from the spirituality of African spirituality. Because from what I understand in the process of transition, everything, I didn't hear you mentioning Sangoma doing what, prophet doing what, meaning that it does not matter, even if Asuena Motoa believer in Sangoma, you can still just do this because this is a culture which our forefathers left knowing what things should be done this way.
Yes. Funny enough, there are certain African churches, without even giving a hint, more they would say, we're now come, but they would just say from the church, the African churches. I'm not talking about Father God, hallelujah. They would say, go home and tell your ancestors you are on this side. So which means they recognize it, yes. So to your questions again, yes, it does affect spiritual. Because as people, by law, we carry. Who gave birth to you? Okay, there's a certain thing still if from the side of the life, they would say, so you come here, you carry remember, there's this poet by Alfred Gibbon. Our kids are not our kids. They are the sons and the daughters of life. They came through us, not for us.
We are the vessels.
Yeah, we are the vessels. Because let me tell you why we are the vessels. There are people, they are married. Okay, married, they don't find kids. Immediately they break up. Why am
they find what
that shows the motto. Certain families I just want to sweet. We are outside you how checker you would spend close to 100K from gyna to urologists to pediatricians. That not you conceive.
And one other thing I've seen is people immediately they break up, they start having kids, and they ask yourself, okay, you guys are wrong match.
Yes. And it even has, I'm sorry to give this an example, it has where you are in a family, you can't bear kids. Your husband go outside. Now the family says you are a barren, or mob, go home. That thing psychologically it kills you outside because you totally says I'm a burden. Only to find out when you leave your ancestral lineage, there's a place they are so jealous this bloodline, this wealth that we have. Imagine if you're from the royal family and you marry someone who's not the royal family. Do you believe those people who need to carry the royalty, they must give you to the family, or they does not recognize them? Never. They can't.
Sure.
So you find out at the end of the day, we blame you. By the minute we figure out there's a problem, you are left with 1 year to menopause. Then it's computed already. But then you could have kids if things could have done right. Because maybe they must say, no sancho maybe but can we give this person a sense of belonging?
Yeah.
Like you're really waiting. Where do you belong? Do you still you still belong to your family, but you're busy embracing the other family.
Because I'm also thinking, let's say I'm there as your ancestor, you are using, my grandchild is using the father side name, but I have to bless her, and then when I bless her, then people are like, and I'm like, hi, it's me!
And then I've never get any token of appreciation.
So that's why maybe sometimes you find people things that are not just going right, only to find because I always ask, okay, if the father side don't know me, don't recognize me because all these processes my parents didn't do, why don't my maternals take a lead? But now I'm thinking now, okay, they can take a lead, but then now who's going to get praised?
Yeah.
My kids are called by the trainee saying, then doctor. Now, it's from my maternal side. I would get jealous unless if you have ancestors that are not jealous, but I know I'm gonna be jealous. Now I learned a lot. I really think the knowledge that you give us, it's what we need actually. Yeah, so let me say thank you very much for for being you and for being a person that's willing to teach us on all this. Like right now, I can't stop saying you because of the information that you gave. And to the viewers, please thank you for watching and follow. In fact, let me not say follow Mohlalera. Please tell the viewers where they can, get hold of you should they wanna, follow your content or need some questions regarding African spirituality.
All right. No, I'm active on TikTok, or if you can just say Mohlalera 710, you'll find me there. Beside that, you can go to my Facebook, Paramotal Active, Parangwatsani Mjapelo. That's where you'll find it. Please don't be confused with the name Parangwatsani. Please use it sensitively. But nonetheless, let's practice our culture. I think if you can follow suit.
No, that's amazing. I think I'm looking forward to the entire segment and more other segments that we're gonna be having. If you're watching, please also just have a question there. Maybe we can cover it in our next sessions so that you're also informed and you know, because we think we know but we don't, and that's where the problems start. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.
Bye.